Okay, who'll start this one off $2 now? I'm looking for $2 bid. I got $2 down here in front. I got two looking for $3. I got two looking for $3. All in and all done. $3 anywhere. $2. Oh, I got $3 down there. Did you hear that? You get just got in on $3. I got $4. $3 bid of $4. I know you want this one now. How about $4? Let's keep it moving. $4. How about $5? I got $4 bid of $5. Bid of $5 for $4 on load. $4 from Peter. Poor guy's never gonna get home. How's the gross weight in your flame wheel stuff? Here's another one here down the cow pasture. We sold one of these earlier. How about $2 now? Start this one off. I got $2. Peter, do you want this one? $2 for $2 down here. I got 2 bid of 3. I got 2 bid of 3. I got 3. There's 3 bid of 4. I got $3 bid of 4. There's 3 bid of 4. Yeah, 3. I got $3 right here. Oh, I got 3 bid of 4. All in all done. $4 anywhere. $4. Oh, look at this guy. Okay, 5, huh? $5. There's a nice one here. $5. $4. $5 anywhere. $4. You might as well just stand up there.
I tell you what, take it for 4.
That was for $4.
You don't want it? No, go ahead. That was okay or not? His guy gave it to him.
Okay, I like this one, I tell you.
It's going up to
Discover the difference. Who's going to start this one off at $2? I got a hand over here. I got $2 all of me. $3. I got $3. I got who's $3? I got $2. 3. You're in it too.
8.
I'm looking for $3. He's in. You've got $3 down here in front. 3. I'm looking for 4. I got $2. 4. Bid of 4. Bid of 3. Bid of 4. He's 3. You're 4. I got 4. Who's 5? $4. $5 anywhere. $4. 5 anywhere. $4.
Stonecliff, what was that in October? Pete, did you find something out in October about Stonecliff?
I gave it all to Larry.
Okay.
I didn't see you, and he's got a Coke pot.
5783 Lehman. That's a nice one there. Who start that one off at $2? $2. Chuck Pantera right there just waved his hand. $2. I got $3 on.
He's leaving.
I know. I got $2 down here in front. Who's giving me 3? I got $2. Give me 3. I got 2 bid of 3. 2 bid of 3. 2 3. All in and all done. $3 anywhere. $2. Okay, we got TR2 9497 Lima. Who'll give me $2? Start this one off. I'm looking for 2. I got 2 down here. I have 2 bid of 3. I got 2. I'm 2 in the first row here. Who bid of 3? I got 2 bid of 3. $3 anywhere. You got the one you wanted. $2. Okay. Okay, I got a Gulfstream cooler. That's a real nice painting looking here. I got 2. Who'll give me $2? Start this one off. I got $2 down in front. $2. How about 3? $2. 3. Did you see this one? I got $2 now. $3. You get in real cheap. I got $2. $3 anywhere. $2.
Who took this one here? I got that one. That's mine. That's mine.
You want to pay so she can get it out of the way? They're almost going to auction it again.
Okay, I got 2 more photographs and we'll do the tie tack.
Get together for better someday.
I have got, look at this bug on the windshield when they took that picture. See it? That's a real bug right on there. That's a 3D bug. Who'll start this one off at $2 now? I'm looking for $2. I got $2 right here. 3. I got 2 bid of 3. 2 bid of 3. I got $2 bid of 3. $2. $3 anywhere. $2. Down to the last cheetah here. Where'd the guy go to one? Oh, there he is. I got $2 right down here. I got 2. Look for 3 on 3. I got $2. A bit of 3. 2, 3 anywhere. $2. Okay, now I have got a set of 1 complete, and I'm going to sell the whole set of Traveler, 1 matching set of Traveler tie tack with cufflinks and tie bar. So I hear $3 over here. Who's got $3 a bid of 4? I got $3 over here, bid of 4. I got $3 here, bid of 4. I'm going to bid 4 myself. How about $5? I got $5. I like this one. I got $4 right here, $5. $5. I got 5. Who's going to be 6? Who's going to give a 6? $5, $6. This is for a Traveler cufflinks, tie tack, and tie bar. As we got $5 around here. Who's looking for $6? $5 all in and all done. $5. You understand what I'm Okay, I have got a G. Oh no, this is the one I tried to sell. Nobody wanted to buy. Nobody was interested in that. Right here, I got a Gulfstream 2. I got $2 right here. I got $2. How about $3 now? Gulfstream 2, $2, $3, anywhere, $2. You got it, $2. What a steal. And that's anybody, anything else here people want? Keychain? Okay, we have got a American Aviation Corporation keychain, a little rough on the printing here. Who's going to start that one off at $2? I got $2, who's 3? I got $3 down the back. How about 4? I got $3 down the Dave Fletcher's beating out there. I got $3. How about that, Peter? A Gulfstream? How about that? That's American Aviation Corporation. I got $3 down the back. I'm looking for 4. I got $3.50. How about $4 now? I got $3.50. How about 4? How about I got $4 down here? 4.5. I got 4.5. I got 4 down here. 4.5. Yeah, looking a little rough there, but I got $4. I'm looking for 4.5. Yeah, I got 4.5 right here. $5 now. I got 4.5. 5, bit of 5, bit of 5. I got 4.5, bit of 5. All in and all done. Going for 4.5. $5 anywhere. $5 right here. No, I just took it. $6 right here. Are you going to beat that one? Here it is. $6. All right.
You put in.
Oh, you want it? I already did this one once. Nobody went for it.
And I know you have to work.
You were back there sleeping, huh? Yeah. I'll start everything at $2. Now, we'll give me $3 for this 2. I got 2 bit of 3. I got 2 bit of 3 on the Traveler Titan. You want it for $2?
Sorry I missed it last year. But duty call.
Okay, you people that just bought the keychains, look at this one. This is one of those quick disconnects. You have your plane keys on one end and you got your car keys on the other.
One thing.
Ron's got that nice.
There was some little piece of
Yankee
card.
Star, I got $2 here now. Dave Fletcher, you see this one here? Nice keychain with a Grumman on the middle of it. You can put, your Cougar on one end and your Tiger on the other.
In line for takeoff.
Just, I got $2. I can't sell this for $2.
Something to give him address.
$3. Well, $3. I got $3 here. You want to bid on that? We got $3 looking for 4. I got $3 looking for 4. What's that mean? 3, 4. Oh, that's 4. So, $4. I'm looking for 5. I got $4 looking for 5. I got $5. How about 6? 4.5. I get. How about 5? 4.5 for $5. $5 is worth $5. That's genuine silver imitation. I got $4. I got 4.5. I'm looking for $5. $5. I got 5. How about 5.5? 5.5. Now you got 5.5. How about 6? I got 5.5. How about 6? That hurts. Doesn't it really? Yeah. Okay. 5.5. See you later. Okay.
Hey, Walt. Hey, Walt.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. Take it easy, Peter.
Hey, I'll drop that photograph to your mail. All right.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I'll give you a ring on the phone. I got every card on my desk.
Good. I got a new business number.
Oh, yeah?
My problem is the end. Yeah, that's a good deal on it.
Oh.
See ya.
Hey, take it easy.
Have a nice trip back.
I got some good load there.
Oh, yeah. And they have my...
Okay, I got the last item here. This is a little rough. It's a little blue paint. Might take it. One of these Titans without a back. Now, who'll give me $2 for this Titan?
Yeah, sure. Well, good luck.
$2? I'm going to pay $2 for it. You got $2 right here. Who'll give me 3? These went for $7 last night.
I gave you $3.
I got $3 over here. I'm going to bid 4. I got 4 here. How about 5? I got $4 all in and all of that. And you don't want to pay $4 for it, huh? I'm at 4. He's at 5. I just paid $4. I wanted one of those anyway. Better than 7.
What, you got 4?
I got $4 down me.
Pardon?
Okay,
Oh, we still,
Oh, you got one more
there.
This one here is a Grummans.
Marnie Shearer. This is my husband, Charles Shearer, from Delray Beach, Florida. This is our 1979 Grumman, which we're spiffing up for the competition.
Thank you very much.
Wipe this off. Because it looks neater if it's wiped over. I'm going to cut that sheepskin. Sheepskin?
Hi, Clark Rescue, Columbus, Ohio, 79 Tiger, pretty much original, all but inside.
Very good. Thank you very much, Arm. Here we have some of the judges that are reviewing the options on November 6310 Lima. This is one of the aircraft that is entered in Best Equipped.
Hi, I'm Bob Bogart from Reno, Nevada. Been a long ways up here and having a real good time flying the Yankee Clipper 1969.
This is Jack Blood. This is, of course, is my airplane, 6304 Lima. I've had this since 1972. In the last 2 or 3 years, we've made several changes in it, modifications. 160 horsepower, extra fuel tanks, bigger prop, of course, soundproofing. A little extra in the baggage compartment, dressed it up a little bit. And wheel fairings, leg wraps, spats, quite a few things, and of course the performance has increased tremendously. And really enjoy this airplane all over again, just like a new airplane.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Norris Hibbler from Vancouver, Washington. What you're seeing here is Sweet Girl. Sweet Girl and I travel thus far 1,500 miles from my home base to Oshkosh and Mackinac.
Very
She
good.
has a 150 horsepower engine. She burns about 7 gallons an hour and runs about 136 miles an hour.
Thank you very much, Norris.
I've done that, but I know what it's like. I came one time straight across from Portland.
I'm Claire Wilson from Manitoulin Island over in Canada, Lake Huron, and I just thought I'd share my sad story. We were flying out of here a couple of days ago, and immediately after takeoff, someone got on the radio and said something just fell off your airplane. So we couldn't imagine any difficulty because we were happy as can be. But I thought probably as a courtesy I should make a circuit and come in, and when we did the landing, what we'd missed because we had no nose wheel. So the thing that we've learned from that is that Grumman Americans don't have to shimmy. We thought we had to live with a fairly serious shimmy, and I guess what happened was the shimmy gradually got down to the cotter pin and broke that off, and the nuts dropped off, and of course, then we lost our wheel. When we came in for our landing, which was entirely normal, and when the nose started to sink, well, then we suddenly became aware that we had no nose wheel. So it's considerable damage ensued, and well, that's, I guess, about the end of the story. Yeah. Check those nose wheels.
Very good.
Check those nose wheels.
Thank you, Claire.
Okay.
Here we have Jim Beattie flying a Yankee.
I got my last picture.
My name is Herman Hind. I'm from near London, Ontario. That's Canada, of course. I bought my aircraft just about 8 months ago. It's a Tiger, A5B, of course. They're 180 horsepower aircraft. This is our first time to the AYA convention. We've enjoyed ourselves immensely. A lot of information, and we'll try to make it an annual event from now on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Lisa L'Italian. Michelle and I own this airplane, and we're from Toledo, Ohio. It's a year 71, and it's an AA-1A.
Is this your first year at a convention?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we've only had the plane for about 5 months now.
I see.
So we're newcomers, but we love it.
Will we see you again next year?
You bet.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Funny thing happened on the way. Hi. My name is Jack Finder, and I'm from Howell, Michigan. I'm having a marvelous time at the convention. My airplane is a Grumman Tiger, circa 1977. Super bird.
Very good. Is this your first convention, Jack?
No, it's my 4th or 5th. I've lost track.
Well, very good. We will see you again next year up here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I know. A friend of mine went in to get a physical recently, his yearly physical, and after he had his complete physical, the doctor calls him in and tells him, Sam, he says, I got bad news and I got worse news. Well, what's the bad news? He says, you got terminal illness. And Sam turns white. Well, what can be worse? You got 24 hours to live. And with that, he almost cries. He leaves the office, and on the way home, he picks up a big fifth of scotch, walks in his house, relates all this to his wife. She almost faints. And then he gets angry. He throws that bottle on the table. He says, honey, you and I, we're going to get drunk tonight. I mean drunk. Then we're going to bed, and we're going to make love all night long. She looks at him and says, that's all right for you to say that. You don't have to get up in the morning.
Hi, I'm Chuck Panter. I'm a regional director for the American Yankee Association in the Midwest area. My area covers Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Michigan. Anybody that is interested, I wish to get in touch with me. They can find me in any American Yankee magazine.
Okay, and what are you flying, Chuck?
I got a TR2. It's custom, has a 150 horse engine in it. Has been modified for speed fairings on the bottom around the wheels, and I can burn auto fuel in it.
What type of cruise speed do you get out of it?
About 140 knots.
Well, we want to thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next year.
Okay.
Probably that guy in the Bonanza was wondering what the hell.
Hi, I'm John Roberts from Lansing, Michigan. This is my little baby here, American Yankee 5917 Lima, 1969, one of the original ones. I sure have a lot of fun with it.
Is this your first convention?
No, it's my 5th.
Very good. Look forward to seeing you next year.
Okay, I'll be here.
fishing rope, federally approved.
I got my roll. I used
Did
my
you
roll.
say it was really expensive, though?
Yeah, it's extremely expensive.
Do you have it here, though, available for the customers?
Yeah, I have a
Wag
roll.
Arrow has it.
Do they?
What happened to your rope? What happened to yours, Jim?
It got stolen at Oshkosh.
Got stolen?
My tow tie-down.
At Oshkosh?
At Oshkosh?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
What's Oshkosh?
Oshkosh, that's the thing down here where they got like
Blue
8
Jeans
million,
factory.
8 million airplanes and 3 million pilots and 5 million guys who think they're pilots.
Oh.
Can you excuse me? I have to go judge another wrecked airplane down here.
My name is Paul Lejour. I'm from southern Michigan, South Line down near Ann Arbor. This is my cheetah. It was a 56 cheetah built, 760056, the serial number. I bought it when I had 500 hours on it. It's now over 14, going on to 15. I'm really happy with it. I'd heard a lot of bad things when I bought it, but none of them turned out to be true. And I would recommend that anybody buy one of these airplanes. They're great. I've been coming to the convention now. This is my 5th year in the club. I missed one last year. And I think the maintenance tips that you get at these things are really worthwhile. And thanks very much for asking.
Somebody finishes, you better have them relieve us a little bit, because we're going to have a lot to do.
I'm sure we got at least 6 sets of them out there if I can find them when I get back up.
My name is Rick Constantine. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, a little airport out there named Bouquet Airport. This is my 79 Cheetah, and I'll tell you, this convention was the first one I've been at this month. I totally enjoyed it. Learned a lot of things, and what can I say?
Will we see you again next year?
Sure will.
Very good.
Sure will.
Good talking to you.
I'm Bill Crumpton from Uvalde, Mississippi. 9871 Lima is a Grumman AA1B 1975 model. That's it. No more. I quit.
Thanks, Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill Corbett, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I've owned the Tiger since it was new,
I bought it from the factory in July of 1981. It's one of the last IFR factory-equipped Tigers. Since I've had it, it's got about 350 hours total time on it now. It's added a precise flight standby vacuum system, a storm scope, chrome disc. Airplane is, like I said, fully IFR, and I'm just sort of a nut about keeping them clean, and enjoy the airplane a lot, and I'm a real fan of Grumman Tigers. I've been in the club since on the airplane, and this is one of the things I've done. I've enjoyed the seminars. I've gained a lot of useful information on things I'm interested in getting back home and trying. And looking forward to next year.
Very good, Bill. Could we see the inside of your airplane?
Sure. Okay,
Bill, kind of point out some of the features on this aircraft.
Sure. Okay, the newest addition to this aircraft is the WX-8 3M Storm Scope, which was put in there last week. So this is the first trip with this. We flew up here from North Carolina and didn't see a single thunderstorm, so I was slightly disappointed in that we didn't get to see anything, but I guess they're sort of like insurance.
That's correct.
Most of the other instruments, or if not all the instruments, were in here from the factory. Like I say, it's got a full panel as far as dual nav comms, marker beacon receiver, transponder, glide slope, and ADF.
Very good.
It has a KMA 20 audio panel with marker beacon receivers in that. Everything works. I have an IFR rating. I fly the airplane single engine IFR, and it's got an autopilot which comes in real handy IFR, and it's a real joy to fly, and it has very few disadvantages.
I'm John Fisk, Lincoln Park, New Jersey. This Tiger is a 79, and I'm trying to drum up some interest for a new fly-in at Angel Falls, Venezuela.
Oh, when are you trying to plan this for, John?
That'd be for this winter, I hope.
Very good.
We're planning to go down there,
Uh-huh.
and it's a good excuse to go island hopping.
I would say. What year is this aircraft?
This is 79.
Uh-huh. How many hours do you have on it?
Just 600 now.
Uh-huh.
It had 50 on it 2.5 years ago when I bought it. It was down in Redbird Field in Dallas in a T hangar down there with 50 hours on it, and I was lucky and found it.
Very good. Is this your first convention?
No, this is my third. I
Oh.
was here 2 years ago when I just got this. Then last year I was only able to stop by an hour or two, but then this year is for a couple of days.
What do you think of Mackinac Island?
Great. Great. Best yet.
Very good. Hope we have it up here again next year.
Hi, I'm Mary Zahoric from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this is our Grumman Tiger. It's a 1976 Grumman Tiger, and we just had a new paint job done on it about a month and a half ago.
What can you tell us about the interior?
It's a custom interior that we put in ourselves. It's red with a black background.
Okay. Who designed the color scheme?
I did.
Very nice. Will we see you again at another convention?
Oh, certainly.
What do you think about Mackinac Island? Ladies and gentlemen, we now have seen all the Grumman aircraft that were up at Mackinac Island in Michigan, and we now have the pleasure to meet the man responsible for this aircraft, Mr. Jim Beatty. And behind Jim is one of his other designs. Jim, you want to tell us about it?
All right, this is a a BD4. Actually, this particular BD4 is a tail dragger version. The plan's primarily called out for as a tricycle gear.
This one's equipped with 180 horsepower, which is probably the most popular engine that any of the fellows have ever used. Some have used 160 horsepower and some have put 200 in it. And some with the 200 actually have turbo supercharging in it also. But from the standpoint of performance and dollar cost on the thing, the 180 is probably the best with a constant speed prop. And it's a four-place airplane. It has a airfoil section on here which is identical to what the original Yankee had, a 64-415 section, 25-foot wingspan with it. This particular airplane probably cruises along at about 175 to 180. Our airplane with the wheel pants with the doors completely enclosed in and constant speed prop, we got about 192 miles an hour cruise out of it. It moved along pretty good. In fact, ours, I remember taking it up well over 23,000 feet a number of times, and still had about 300 foot per minute rate of climb, except it got so cold you just couldn't stand it any longer. But the glide ratio, climb performance, takeoff performance, and all that, it's reasonably good all the way around.
How long does a kit like this take to build?
Well, it is varied. A couple fellows have done it for under a year. I would say the average is in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 years. I've known some people taking as long as 8 or 9 years. It depends on several things. As I was mentioning before, one of the things is to actually have the parts. They have a kit in front of you. You've got all your parts there, your nuts and your bolts and the raw materials. That saves a significant amount of time in actually fabricating it. Second main thing is to have a nice place to work on a thing.
How large of an area do you need, Jim?
Something about the size of a two-car garage really works pretty good, or if you can get a shop anywhere it's near that basic size. I've seen it done in a one-car garage, but it gets a little bit crowded there, but it actually can be done.
Very good.
And the third thing is really the amount of time you spend on it in consecutiveness. In other words, if you spend 1 hour a week and do it every 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to take you a long time, because by the time you start back up that next night, you've forgotten a lot of what you've done the last time where the parts aren't on. But if you can work 2 or 3 times a week and maybe each evening 3 times or something like that, you're in real good form. You can really push things right along and go real fast with the thing.
Very good. Thank you.
Jim, so very, very much for sharing this with us. We'll present this to the club, and next year, if you want to join us, you can see this again.
This might cost you an airplane right now, though.
All right.
Next time I get up to Tinnerman Field there.
Right over here. Look at that orchard. Right in here.
One of the young fellows that's been out at the airport every day, checking on one of
There's a bridge out there in the background.
one of the airplanes that he flies. And anyways, he has a band, and he plays right now presently in the Mackinac Hotel. He only works 4 hours a night, and the rest of the time he gets off. So he's out of here, and he can do whatever he wants. Can you imagine having a job like that? 22 weeks on Mackinac Island, and then moves on to another location.
And he works after the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Maynard is a past vice president of the association from a few years ago. You know. Our guest for the convention. guy's responsible for most of this nonsense that we drive these days.
Who's he?
Mr. Jim Beatty. West and east, I always get them confused. Wayne Charlton and Mickey. Really? Doggone it, I wrote down Mickey after all. Did you ever think about changing the name? And seated next to Willie is our new North Central Regional Director. We just moved it over a few states. New one recreated. We'll talk about it after a while. From Minneapolis, Herb Nygren. And then we come to Perry White, who is the new Regional Director for the new East Region, which is in between Northeast and Southeast now. Baltimore area. And we have Bob and Irene Arnold here, who are the Southwest Regional Directors. We still call them the Southwest, although we just cut off some of their regions. Like to mention we have a new Northwest Regional Director.
They keep telling me that.
From Portland, Oregon area, Kevin McKenzie. Kevin is also the official computer guru of the Associated Computer.
Welcome you all once again to the 9th Annual American Yankee Association Fly-In. And can everybody hear this now? We got wheelies. The program for tonight, the way it's going to run, we're going to do the business meeting, which we hope will be relatively short, followed by the awards presentation, then our guest speaker, and then we'll officially close the fly-in, and right after that we'll auction off the rest of the goodies. Is that applause for closing the fly-in, or for the goodies? Okay, so the first order of business at the annual business meeting is to read the minutes from the last business meeting. So we'll do that.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? No giggling now. Okay, the minutes have been accepted. Put these in the record. We do such a good job at the little technical details of doing business here, don't we? Okay, now we're going into old business. Okay, that's the only old business currently on the docket, unless somebody recalls something from last year that needs to be completed. Do we have any of those? Yes, sir. Priority thing so that we can get it published, so that there can be some dialogue on both sides in the newsletter, so that when it comes time to vote on this, that people will be informed as well as possible, and we can bury this thing once and for all, one way or the other.
A couple of weeks into July, just before we left to come on the trip. Starting cash last year was $8,377.93. We have had revenues come in for new memberships, $8,963.55. Renewals, $11,192. Patches and etc. sales, when you buy extra patches, $613.25. Extra postage, $86. Income from the sales of back newsletter issues, $266.50. Donations and auction. Now this was before we had the actual auction last night. We had sold just a couple of things. We've had a couple people just donate something because they thought we had done a good job on something. It was $53. Convention fees, $7,197. That all totals up with, all of the incoming income at $28,371.30. Added to the starting cash is $36,749.23. Expenses, telephone $665.79. Bank charges and miscellaneous $26.86. Transportation and promotional type expenses $233.06. Office and miscellaneous supplies $709.58. Production of the newsletter, The Star, $6,814.16. Secretary services, $1,473. Insignia, that's our wings and patches and all those things, $2,841.22. Postage, $1,887.01. Convention expenses, $7,025.14. And all the expenses total $21,675.82, leaving the balance of that at $15,073.41. Now I'm going to give you a breakdown of what that $15,000 is, because it is not all cash in the bank. The assets of the AYA are as follows. Cash and checking, $11,529.27. Accounts receivable, $6. That's for the people that have forgotten to send in their initiation when they, $6 of his, it was just $6 though. Star inventory, this is an estimate, but it's a pretty good estimate, I think, $757. The historical library, $932.93. Office furniture is mostly file cabinets for all the records and old newsletters and so on, $568.21. Insignia inventory that we still have on hand to be either given out or sold to you, $1,280, and that all totals the $15,073.41, which is the net worth of the American Yankee Association at the close of approximately July 15th, 1985.
Great moment when we changed the guard from the old to the new. And in just a minute here, Jan's going to come up and announce the winners of the election. But I didn't get enough write-in votes, so one guy running, it's not hard to figure out who won. So before I go, I would like to say the past 2 years as president and the previous 2 years as vice president has been a real pleasure working with all the folks from the Yankee Association. And I won't get into great recollections, but I can remember when I first went in as vice president, standing up in front of a group that was about like this little corner right over here. And now going out as president, we have a big old room full, and that's real good. I've really appreciated all the support from all the people, working with everybody, and I got to say it's the finest organization I've ever run across. So thank you, and good night.
President and Vice President. Our new president, honored position that he has, is Larry Foster. Do a speech, Larry? Come on.
I'll start off with this, okay? I want to thank Van. Van's kind of handed this off to me slowly over the last 5 minutes. And if you think I'm nervous, my arms are wet down to my shorts. I would like to start out, I just put a few notes together here. So, is everybody all set for this little speech?
No.
Actually, I'll start out with something very short. And I do want to thank everybody for being here, really. And it's hard to deal with a cross-section of the country, actually, of really the world that we are dealing with here. And I know real people want changes, and it's hard to deal from our position here to different people who have different understandings. One word I might say, I might offend you. I don't mean to. Okay? In accepting the president's job, I would appreciate everyone's support. Okay? And I want to appreciate and give my deepest thanks to those who voted for me. And I've heard that it was a close race between the two write-in candidates. That was Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Okay. This is a good convention. It really is. There is an inconvenience of the airport, okay? But it's a beautiful building. We've had excellent weather. And Billy Compton can he's our captured flight service specialist, and he can take a big, round of applause.
I'll take
beautiful
it.
weather we've had. Yeah. Bill blew all the clouds back to lower Michigan. He did it real early this morning with his plane. That was the guy who was buzzing the airport at 6:30. In any organization, we have to draw on the members' talents and their resources. And we're all here to make the AYA a better organization, association. And right now, we have a few that are doing a lot of work in the association. And I feel that we each have something to contribute. My wife Rosemary and I started coming into the AYA through Chuck Pantera's prodding in 1981. And we started out at Delavan. And I just think that in 4 years, after seeing things happen and how it's grown, that I can step forward and move into the presidency with this experience that I have and with the sharing that I'm having from the past officers and friends that we've made through the AYA, some encouragement by them. And our friendships, they know no boundaries, no state lines, no continent. Okay? We've got some excellent friends from Canada that we visit back and forth, we talk all the time. And I don't look at anything like state lines, I don't look at country lines, boundaries, anything. Except when I go through customs at Windsor, and there's a young lady there who's trying to blow me out of the saddle, the customs official, but that's another story. Don't ever go into Canada without calling, okay? Just don't jump out of your plane and smile, because there's a young lady there who will take care of you real quick. Again, I'm asking for us as an organization to pull together. There's a lot of people out here with a lot of talent. And in talking to Jan today on the ride back from the airport, I said, what do these people do? We got a tremendous cross-section of people here. They've got, resources, talents that we don't even know about. And if you've got something that we can bring out in the letter and say, we need somebody, please step forward. Because as we grow, you just can't, for example, 10% of the people run an organization. That's a rule of thumb, and some people may argue with it. When you start out with 50 people, that's only 5 people. When you go to 100, okay, now you got 10 people. Now we're at 800 people. We should have 80 people working in our organization throughout the country, throughout Canada. We should really have a real close-knit of 80 people. That's what I'd like to see moving forward. As president, I'm going to work for that. I'd like to see a real solid group come forward with the resources and the talent that can make this organization go forward in the future. And we're going to present him with a small, the American Star. This one can I go for $6. It is one that pins on. It's not like the tie jack. Also, under new business is what to discuss.
Never get it, buy it from one bed. I can honestly say you are the greatest people I've met in a long, long time. And you fly the greatest airplane I know. How could I be prejudiced about something like that? But in all seriousness, when Ken gave me a call here several months or two ago or something like that, we chatted and sent me a lot of the back issues and everything else. I was aware of the organization, of course, and knew that it was around, and pretty well believed that it was a lot like many of the other organizations. Generally, they pick up a trend. They either become purely a social group, or they purely want to go travel around, or whatever it happens to be. But I was, well, first, tremendously pleased to see all those doggone beautiful airplanes out at the airport when I arrived. But to meet with you people is just amazing. Everybody is 100% happy, pleasant, courteous, and you're fun-loving, and yet at the same time you get down to business and do a lot of important things, and I haven't heard anybody arguing and squabbling about hardly anything. It really, really is an honor for me to be part of this thing. I just love it. You're never going to be able to keep me away from it again. I'll be back all the time. Sorry about this drunk. He is really bombed, and he staggers into the bar late at night. The bar's about ready to close. He walks in, give me a beer. And I'm like, no, come on, you've been out. No, give me a beer. No. One beer. All right, one beer, and that's it. So the guy's starting to drink the beer, and he says, hey, you got a dart set? I'm going to play darts. So I said, no, come on, the darts are sharp. You're going to get hurt. No, let me play with the darts. All right, one dart. All right, one dart. That's it. So the drunk was over and ready to throw the dart. He says, hey, if I hit the bullseye, get a prize? Pardon? Yeah, sure, go ahead. He throws, he hits bullseye. He said, all right, where's my prize? Right, oh my gosh, what am I going to give him? Oh yeah, I found this turtle I was going to take home to the kid. It's in the back in the box. I'll give him that. So he goes back there, gets the box, hands the drunk the box, and drunk leaves. 6, 7 months later, same thing. Just about closing time, same drunk staggers in. He wants a beer. No, or one beer. All right, one beer. Then he wants to play darts. No, one dart. Okay, one dart. Gets up there ready, throws it again. And he said, hey, if I hit the bullseye, I get a prize? Barking, yeah, sure, go ahead. And he throws it, he hits the bullseye again. He's all right. He says, where's my prize? I want the same prize I got the last time. I said, yeah, I remember, what I gave you. He said, you gave me a roast beef sandwich and a hard roll. Maybe 2 stories. This is a story about the circus that went around, and they had this elephant, and they would charge $1 for anyone who could make the elephant fall down on its side, and if you could, you get $500. And they would go around, and people would pay the $1, and people go over and jerk on the elephant's tail and pull on its leg and his ear and the trunk, and town after town after town, people after people, nobody could do it. Finally, this little kid comes up, straw in his hair, and puts up the $1. Hey, no, we don't want to take your money. Yeah, that's mine, and the crowd says, let him do it. It's all right, take kid's $1. Kid goes over and finds 2 big boards and walks around behind the elephant, takes one board, puts it on the elephant's tail, takes the other board, pounds it in. The elephant lets down a tremendous roar, falls down on its side. The kid wins $500. So that night they're packing up, ready to leave, and one of the partners of the circus says, boy, we can't do that elephant trick anymore. Everybody knows how to do it. And the guy says, well, we got it. That was the one thing that we were making money on. Everything else is just a balance, and that was where our profit is. He says, yeah, but we go to the next town, they're going to win the $500. We're going to lose that. And he says, but if we don't do it, we're going to go broke. He says, well, I tell you what. We'll do the same thing, charge $1 to win $500, but in this case, we'll change the trick. We'll make it now so you have to make the elephant head go up and down and then sideways. So they do it and go to the next town, and nobody can do it next town, next town. About 4 or 5 years later, they come back in the same town. Here comes the same kid. They say, we changed the trick, take the money away. Kid goes over, gets a big box, sets it down, stands up by the elephant's ear and says, do you remember me? And he goes like this. Want me to do it again? He goes like that. So I'll tell you about the BD-10K. It has 100 square foot of wing area, which will be just a little bit less than what you have right now on the Yankees. 98 square feet is what I'm actually going to have on there. Which means at normal gross weight, the wing loading is 30 pounds a square foot, which is, well, almost any light twin is that. So that means the approach speeds or takeoff speeds will be no different than a twin. In fact, it's even lower than a twin because a twin you have to wait till you get the single engine control speed, and this you would not have to. But when you land, when you run out of fuel, you're down to 18 pounds a square foot. Well, that's like a 210 or even slower than a Bonanza or anything like that. Well, now, that's a light plane. That's not a jet. It happens to have a jet engine, but it's going to fly and handle like a light plane can handle. So, this particular one is, going to have no practical value at all. It's just going to be we all have been way past it. We all used to come up with excuses why we had to have an airplane, a reason why. I used to have people come in and say, I want to buy a BD-4 because I can fly my family down to Florida once a year when we go on vacation. Well, big deal. You're going to work 4 years building an airplane for that one vacation you're going to do. Baloney, you wanted all those other times too. That's what you really wanted. So, we can kid ourselves if we want to by coming up with excuses why we want an airplane. The real reason is because we love it. We absolutely love it, and that's why we want to do it. Where your thrust to weight ratio is equal to 1, it means you can probably go supersonic. So then I said, all right, let's see what happens if we want to. 4 or 5 months ago, I was just saying it was about an 80% probability we can make everything work supersonically and still have it so that an average pilot could fly. You can do a lot of things in airplanes, and sometimes you can take them to the limits, but they're so sensitive that if you do a little thing wrong, you're in big trouble. And so that's not realistic. I mean, all right, let a test pilot do it once in a while, or some guy setting a record to do it once in a while, but not the average person to go up and start flying. Because you want to be able to sit there and relax and do a few other things. And so I was automatically going to say, yeah, the thing had enough thrust to go supersonic, but no one's allowed to go supersonic because this and this and this. Well, that was 4 months ago. And then 3 months ago, it got better, and I went to NASA and talked to them about it. And right at this point, it's about a 90% probability, or higher than that maybe, that the thing will be able to fly supersonic. Very nice and very comfortable. You do a little trimming when you go through it and all that. Supersonic flight, incidentally, and subsonic flight, to a lot of pilots, as I talk to them, they think it's a big magical thing, and it's like out of this world as compared to in this world. No, it's the same thing. I mean, it's out there. There's just a bunch of new rules. 140 pounds, dry weight, this is what I call. It's going to have 2 fuselage tanks, rubber bladders in there. One will hold 1,000 pounds of fuel. So it's pilot and second person in there. I'm looking at a normal gross of around 2750, which is, it's a lot less than a Bonanza, I guess, but summer's like a 182 gross weight. Now remember, when you're talking about gross weights here, like 27, there's a lot of things it's going to handle just like a 182 would do. I mean, it's inertia, it's bouncing around and a few things like that. Now there's going to be a second tank, which will carry 800 pounds more. That's for cross-country flying. It will cruise, we're expecting to cruise at 1.6. I mean, it's capable of going up to 1.6 Mach number. But normal cruise will be around 0.9, which will be around 575 or 600 miles an hour. Home-built aircraft, I do think I'll be able to reactivate that as a home-built kit here, probably within the next 6 months. And there's a little BD-6, which is a scaled-down version of the 4, but it's only 1 seat. Well, we had the original Hertz engine and the same thing we had in the BD-5, but now there's a number of good ultralight engines in the 40 to 45 horsepower category. And that airplane was really small, and you sit in it, you felt like you were in a Cub, and it was, on a 45 horsepower engine, we could easily cruise at, 148, 150 miles an hour, and I used to call it my supersonic Cub, because that's just the way it felt like it was in it. Those will both be home-built airplanes. There's some serious thought about the possibility maybe certifying the 4 and actually making it a production airplane. Ideally, if that primary category came along, or some of these other new regulations come along, the 4 would be an extremely good airplane to bring out. To be real honest with you, if that primary category would be possible, where you can get it certified and maintained and upkeep good, I would almost make a new version of the Yankee, and probably, well, if the regulations say 4 seat, they'd probably make it for 4 seat, 2 and 4, and if they won't let 4 seats, then just 2 seats. But I'll tell you, it'll end up looking an awful lot like the Yankee then. But I would use different materials and different construction methods to really cut the cost down. So I can turn the bins down. The shaft is sticking down that the fork swivels on. That shaft should be 4 to 6 degrees sweeping backward. Not 3.5 and not 6.5. It can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, or anywhere in between. If you have it right on, 99% chance you'll never get shimmy. If it's something other than that, you have a 99% chance you will have shimmy. So, now tightening up the nut on the bottom, that's a good solution to what you now already have as a problem. If it isn't doing that, I don't know exactly the easy way to fix it. Maybe the mod people can come up with it. All you got to do is really change the way that angle's bent. You can't just readjust the airplane or how it fits into the fuselage or anything like that. I decided not to cross the Mississippi with the thing sputtering, even though I was pretty certain I had enough gas, and I made absolutely certain maybe there's a little something wrong with the float and it isn't getting all the pressure, and that's why it's acting that way. So I saw this little field, and I came in and landed, and it was a crop dusting field. And I got in there, and I landed and taxied right up. Hangar doors wide open, people things all around, radios playing, cars, not a soul around. I wait 15, 20 minutes, nobody. Go over to the gas pump. Everything works. So I go over and fill up my airplane, still waiting, need a quart of oil, go over and get a quart of oil, put it in, wait, nobody's there. Sounding good. So I figured out how much gas was, and figured out how much oil was, and wrote out a check, stuck it on there, jumped back in the airplane, started it up. And I was there a good hour and a half. Nobody ever came around, so I left the check there. But the wind, I landed on east-west runway, and the wind was somewhat coming out of the north. And so it had a diagonal runway that was heading off the heading of about 040, something like that. So I decided to use that one. But the grass was high. And I took that little fucker down to the end and gave it all I can and go roaring down there. But the grass was literally up to the bottom of the wing. It was sliding along there. And I got off. Well, it took a little longer, but I got off all right. Flew about an hour and a half and landed at Starkville Airport in Mississippi, or Mississippi State is. And where the carburetor inlet was, I still had grass all stuck up around there. It was all going in. So it was in a pretty good weeded field. And down at the other runway were experiments that put some ruts in there. Boy, I thought I was going to lose the whole airplane in one of those canals. It was but we put that airplane through a lot of punishment. Incidentally, the prototype had the wings that you could fold on it. It had a little rack on the back. And I made a hitching bar that hooked to the bottom of the fuselage and pulled the tail down and the nose wheel off the ground and put it behind my car. And I probably put about 620, 630 miles of towing that airplane around on its main wheels. Pulled around the country here. I didn't take it on the highway, I put around Cleveland and Columbus and places like that. And it was sort of neat.
I'd like to turn the meeting over to Jan to present the trophy.
Gotta get Van up here to help me. He's got the list. He'll announce them. And I'm gonna run over here and grab your trophy. So when he calls you. We got something to do here first. Give me the box. Jim? Get back up here. We're doing the drawing here for your little red tickets that you poked in. Boy, they're all stuck underneath the flaps here. This ain't gonna do. We gotta get them out of here. Make this fair. Right? Yeah. Trying hard. Well, I got to move up above the flat. Now, like that. Take it.
Nancy Beatty, my daughter, won.
Aha, M. Walls. Where are you? Come on up. While he's coming up here, I'll tell you what we decided the prize for this should be. I'll read it here. This is to certify that the holder of this certificate is to be entitled to one free registration to AYA 86. Secretary, signed Jan Blackman. So.
I don't give up that easily. Okay, I'm going to announce the winners, and the lovely Miss Jan Blackman will present the trophies. Okay, the first thing, the one y'all voted on at dinner tonight, People's Choice. Drum roll, please.
Take it off.
The winners are Jim and Mary Zahorik.
I got one question for these folks while he's getting out of the rafters up there and coming up. Where'd that end number come from?
That's what I want to know.
It's a long story. It started out with the 10-inch number on the Grumman, which was 74864. Mary designed the paint scheme with that sweep up the fuselage to include the number. The paint shop laid the number out and said it doesn't fit. And the reason is it was a 10-inch, not a 12-inch sequence. So Mary went to the FAA office, went through the microfiche machine, looked for short numbers, and we looked for numbers that ended in Z for Zahorik. And then 1SX came up. And can you see coming into O'Hare Tower saying, O'Hare Tower, this is Grumman 1 X-ray, I want to land.
This isn't fair. I was going to kiss everybody as I gave them their trophy.
Okay, guys, just line up against the wall. The next one. This is the Dicey Miller Best Original Yankee Award, which is the perpetual trophy, which you get to keep for a year and you got to send back so we can pass it on to the next winner. But there's also another trophy that you get to keep forever. And the winner is Herb Nygren.
Friendly group, Jim.
For the best original two-place, I have trouble pronouncing some things, like regular English language words. Thank you. Michelle L'Italian. Place. Bill Corbett. Yes. The best custom or modified two-place, Jack Blood.
Yeah.
Jack's airplane, I just can't say nothing about it. The airplane's blood red, and it drew blood the other day. Somebody cracked their head on it. Bad news. There was absolutely no entry in the best custom or modified four-place airplanes. So we've got one to go back to the trophy shop. you guys are going to have to get on the ball out there. I don't know what you're going to have to do to your airplanes, you know, if you want to put winglets on it or something to get it into that category, but let's get with it next year, at least a fancy paint job. We got somebody back here on an airplane with a fancy paint job that... That's Jim and Mary.
Hey. I gotta run this camera.
Gonna name that airplane number 1 sex.
Ain't no such thing as 2 sex. One kind.
We want to know where your airworthiness certificate is, though.
I'm glad we got that straightened out. Yeah, I'm not going to make it this time. Best equipped 2 place. For the second time running, Larry Foster.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you for the President Secretary.
The best equipped 4 place. For the second year running, Marty and Chuck Scherer. Both of you come up. Come on, be a sport now. A new award. It's never been given before because it was never thunk up before. It's been thought up now. And this is for the best equipped overall. This is, since it was new, it took a little thinking of exactly how to award this. And this is kind of a judge's choice award. The judges got together and said, well, if I was going to have one, which one of these would I really like to be sitting behind on a dark, stormy night? And the winner, since this is new, there's actually 2 pieces of hardware here. Neither of these is a perpetual, or both of these are perpetual. Neither one do you get to keep forever. The first one is the piece that's got the name engraved. The second is this humongous thing over here. It's beautiful, and it's got half an instrument panel already in it.
Thank you, Larry.
This new award was donated by a couple of our members who I was told wanted to remain anonymous, so we'll keep it that way unless I was told wrong. So the new best equipped overall goes this year to Norm Bresky. Incidentally, I would like to tell you what it's really called here. It was named the Ken Blackman Challenge. Ken says, well, gee, that's not much of a challenge. I got a 1 NAVCOM transponder and a stereo. I can't tell you how well I did, but I can say that I demonstrated quite well the capabilities of the airplane to do a 180-degree turn without going over either one of the boundaries before I pulled it out. And the winner with a time of 1 minute and 55 seconds is Ed Markowski. I've been told they've already been paid off, so don't come looking to me for your 50 bucks. The first place was Dick McChesney. Next place was Don Breedlove.
Okay, some of the events that happened out there that won't show up on any records. A special award for aircraft 257 who hit the spectator's blanket while she was sitting on it. And also for aircraft 371 who shacked the Bazzi. Another special award for a dropped object goes to 737 whose sunglasses hit 12 feet. He was the closest one. The other one, we never did find him. Okay, the closest to the target was 6 feet, and that's a good score. I'll say that for last. The fourth one was 36 feet. That was 05 Lima. Then 19 Bravo was 30 feet long. Then 71 Lima, the first 71 Lima to come out, there were several, was 28 feet. And then 16 X-ray was 6 feet for the win. And that was a crew effort. Jim was the bomber, and Mary was the pilot. So, crew effort.
So Mary deserves this.
Thank you, Richard, and we appreciate you and all the other folks that helped out with
The best score was an 80%, and the second best score was a 60%. And we won't go any further down than that. We got a couple of tie tacks. Brendan Carmody got 60%. Where's Brendan? Brendan Carmody? Where's he? And the guy that really nailed this thing, I hate to tell you, Van Swafford. That means he got 10 wrong out of 50. Geez, that's tough, man.
Terrific. Yeah, I've worked in most of them. The rest of I got to tell you, it's a coincidence, but it just happened last year. I was working for Federal Express, and every day I had to get the NOTAMs off the computer for every airport that Federal serves, and every airport that's an alternate, and I learned damn near every place in the country. I did that 5 days a week for a year and a half.
You only got an 80?
There's a lot of those places that were on there that were kind of little places, and these fly-by-night airlines don't all go in there.
They doesn't work there anymore.
Ken's got one right quick.
Come on, I mean, there's no contest beyond that. Helmet did not get here from Germany in his travel this year.
Yeah, he ran out of gas.
John was here. You've attended 3 or 4 of these tariffs. But anyway, you know, as you're going up that Alcan Highway, following the road, IFR, and, you know, something happens, you got to put it down, land on the road or something like that, get out, go to the nearest gas station. This thing might come in handy.
Oh, boy, that's good. I want to thank you for this, Ken. And this kind of reminds me of the time I was really down and out, feeling low, and I got a little box that said deep money, and a pair of dark glasses, a cup, and some pencils.
Van Swafford, and Van is here with some of his engine additives. And those of you who've never been here,
well, this is your first year here, van passes out a pint of engine additive. And we have had some of our members sneak it across the Canadian border and use that as an excuse. You will know what it is shortly when you see what it comes out of. I feel kind of like a snake oil salesman. You can put this stuff in your engine, you can carry it in your car. If you get ice on the road, pour it in front of the tires. If you get ice on the windshield, put it in the windshield. The radiator runs out of fuel, pour it in there. The engine runs out of fuel, pour it in the gas tank. And if you get stuck and you can't get out and it's real cold outside, pour it in you. You'll last longer. This stuff comes out of the mountains in Tennessee. It's made out of corn grown in Iowa. It's really powerful, I'll tell you, it's good. And I gotta, we ain't gonna auction this stuff off. It's illegal to take money for this. I guess you can give it away. It ain't good for anything, right? It's illegal, you can't keep it, so it's no good, so you can give it away. Anyhow, I'm gonna give away a couple of these. The first one has to go to our new president. You see, the secret really comes out. There's only one way to survive 1 year of being president and 2 years of being a president. You go through a lot of jars of this stuff. So Larry is going to have a little something to get him started. I got another one here. For a fella who, this wouldn't slow him down, as y'all noticed. This will. Ken Blackman. Pick you right up. Ken, that stuff will pick you up to the point where you won't have to bend this microphone down.
It's dead no matter what it is.
If you find anything floating in here, it's sort of like the worm in tequila, you know. Don't ask what it is, but it's good. Yeah, it'll never spoil. Stuff lasts forever. I got one here from my friend Chuck Pantera. This guy makes it here. I have to give him one every year, and I keep coming up with different excuses as to why. You know, I used to give it to him for the ugliest airplane, then he sold it. And gave it to him last year because we're out over the water, and his engine quit, and he turns around to me and he says, "Notice how much better you can hear me now?" I'm run out of excuses. I'm going to have to fess up and tell you the truth. Chuck gives this stuff to his boss, and that's how he gets the week off to come up here. So this year, make a special deal that he absolutely promises that he'll abide by it. And that is, I'll give him one for his boss and one for him. If I find out you give this second one to your boss, you ain't getting any more.
Boss will never see it. If you guys don't see me anymore, it's not up the road.
I'm here for a wonderful person who, over the years, has brought me a jar of jelly every year. She made her very own self. And last year, she brought me a little jar, and then when I was at work one day, I've been getting my UPS packages sent to my boss's house since I was never home in the daytime. And he comes in and he's got this big old box. And he says, "What's in this, you reckon?" And I looked at where it was from. And I said, "I bet you that's a great old big jar of jelly." And I sat right there in the middle of Gulfstream Aerospace's engineering department. And I opened up this box, and sure enough, inside was this gigantic jar of raspberry jam. And it was so good. And this box came from Irene and Bob Arnold. This is for the man that took me out last night after this auction, knowing that I was going to have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, or earlier to be in a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning, and bought me a beer, Mr. Jim Beattie. How's your hair on your face? That's right. You know, I bet that airplane will only sip about a pint an hour. That's lots of BTUs per pound in there. One and last and only final award to give. And does anybody want to say any words? You want to let me win? I'm on a roll. The last award tonight is the Lauren Larson Memorial Award. And this award was initiated last year. Chuck Pantera was the first recipient. And its purpose is to honor not only Lauren Larson, but all of the things that he stood for and he worked for in the American Yankee Association. Many of you knew Lauren. A lot of you new folks didn't. Lauren was a special person association. He was a very early joiner. He worked long and hard. At the time that he crashed into the Lake Michigan, he was our Northeast Region Director. And for years and years, you could always count on Lauren to come in with a smiling face no matter what kind of catastrophe there was. If it rained all day long, he'd sit there and he'd write the letter for the newsletter. And he'd probably say something like, well, I went to the fly-in, 2 airplanes showed up, I brought a box of donuts, they ate 4 and I ate the rest. He was just that kind of guy, you know. He had a lot of spirit, and you could always count on him to just drop in on you from anywhere. And so the Lauren Larson Award is probably the most meaningful award that we give every year now. And this year's recipient is Liz Lane. Liz couldn't be with us this time, so Ken will be taking it back up for her. So how about a hand for Liz?
1985, AY8 number 10 is really coming to a close right now. And I'd like to, this time to give a special thanks to you, to Van Swafford, and his engine additive. And I want to take this moment here to thank those pilots that went the extra mile, to fellow pilots, in a time of need when their planes broke down. I'm talking about like rudder cables, engine problems, whatever. That's what this organization is that camaraderie. And that's what we are. We're special. I would like to extend this invitation from my wife and I. Anytime you're in the Detroit area, feel free to give us a call. And we'll give you some real hospitality. I want to also finish with a little bit of an upbeat, and I'd like to thank our Canadian friends. This is from Helmut, from out of Toronto. It is the Calgary Herald. Albertans want to build aircraft. And as you notice in the background, it is Gulfstream American. I have it bracketed off. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but real quick, I would like to read a couple of highlights. A new opportunity to develop an Alberta aircraft manufacturing industry could exist in the fallout from a major U.S. corporate merger that went through on Wednesday. Again, this is dated June 20th. This gentleman is trying to buy out the Gulfstream American dies and engineering information for about $7 million. The opportunity says that Calgary Aviation Business is to pick up the manufacturing of the discontinued Gulfstream and Grumman American aircraft. Today, this gentleman operates 10 Grumman aircraft, and he has all but, of his 10, he had all but, of the 10, or excuse me, except 2 are Grumman aircraft. And he says that they are conceived from his experience and that the name commands high prestige and new Grummans could once again be saleable. He's also stated here that the Grumman is a famous aircraft, the twin-engine Cougar, the 4-place single-engine Tiger, Cheetah, and the 2-place Lynx went out of production in 1979 when Gulfstream decided to concentrate on its corporate line. It's a very positive, upbeat news item, and I don't know if Ken has anything new. Again, it's dated June 20th. If anything has come of this, it was given to me, and I'd like to pass the information along to you. I'll leave it here on the wall, just tape it up and let you read it. And a success. Thank you very much.
And as we watch the moon setting over Mackinac Island, I would like to thank Ken and Jan Blackman for introducing my wife and myself to the American Yankee Association, to Chuck Pantera for his help during the convention, to Van Swafford for that fantastic white lightning that made editing this video so easy, and to our 1986 president, Larry Foster, for all his moral support. See you in 1986 at our next convention.